Ring, 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 ring.
Hello, Benjamin speaking.
Hey, Benjamin, Brandon here. I'm calling totally out of the blue. You're probably going to hate me for this. This is actually a cold call. Not sure if you want to
Okay.
break your phone in half or give me 30 seconds and then decide.
It all depends. It all depends on what you're trying to sell me. So I'll give you your 30 seconds. Go on then.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I'm reaching out because I saw you had raised a Series B. Typically, I reach out and talk to VPs of sales at growth stage companies. One of the things they're telling me is that hiring is majorly killing their momentum. You've got a number to hit, but
So is this about recruitment? Are you a recruiter?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We have an internal recruitment team that handles all of that. So this probably isn't that relevant.
Okay. Well, that if that's the case, you'll probably tell me that your pipeline of candidates is pretty slick and you hire all the right people then. Does that sound familiar or am I off base at all?
Usually we tend to get it right. Obviously, there's every now and then mistakes can happen, things change. But on the whole, I mean, I'm not sure we're doing a bad job. So what is it? What is it? What are you trying to sell me then? Cut to the chase, and I'll give you another 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. So we work exclusively with B2B SaaS companies, typically just growth stage. And we're helping them place pre-qualified and interview-ready commercial talent. This is specifically SDRs, AEs, RevOps. So where we're different is we specialize in these roles, and our goal is to cut time to hire significantly, oftentimes saving people like yourself like at least 6 to 10 hours of interview time and recruiting efforts, and hopefully, eliminating any wasted time because lots of candidates, might ghost you, might not be a fit, might flame out. But again, not sure if you guys are on cloud nine already.
Okay, so I'll ask you this then. So we have an internal team that does those interviews, and then that's obviously what I pay them to do. How would you be better than what my internal team do? Have you got some magic sauce or something that they're not doing? Because if we could save 6 to 10 hours, I'd be interested. But I'm just trying to figure out what you're going to eliminate that they're not doing.
Yeah, it's a great question, and I'll say this, Benjamin.
Yep.
We're not better than everyone. There are some cases where there's already a really awesome process in place. But really, the point of my call is not to assume to know your business, but to see if we might find some time. It's usually about 10, 15 minutes where we can answer, or we could ask you a series of questions. We have a unique scorecard system that, based on those questions, can identify, in rough numbers, how much time we might be able to save you. On average, it's at least 5-6 hours on the low end.
All right, okay, cool.
Not sure if that
Okay,
might
so
be of
look,
interest. Yeah.
Well, it's maybe not a bad lead time. We have been looking at improving some of our systems and services. So what I'm going to suggest then is why don't we... Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun.
Was that harder?
It was a bit harder.
Yeah.
I was a little sad. I had one question in my mind that I was saving,
Yes.
and I should have asked it one step higher in the talk cadence. But anyways, I'll save that as well, just in case I make it.
Save it in case you make it through to the
That's
next
right.
round. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, but that was slightly harder. We said we'd make it a bit harder to try and sound like the sort of person when you get through to slightly busy and you're trying to flog them something. Well, we already do. Recruitment's a particularly tough topic to talk to people about, because unless you've had a terrible experience with a recruiting agency or a recruitment situation, it's like buying insurance. It's just so, I don't need it. Yeah, so it's a lot harder. But we were just trying to see how you... It was to see how you responded in the moment and how quickly you were able to think up things in the heat of the pressure. Yeah, so you did well, though.
Thanks.
You did well. I'll give you that. You did do well. So, yeah, no. So, like I said, it was harder. But, so well done. I thought it was good.
How do you feel like you did in comparison to the first one? Do you think it was like easier, harder, or how do you feel about like about both of them?
No, it was harder. I feel like the prospect was like a little flightier, where I feel like if I hadn't have asked, or if I hadn't have chimed in and offered up this time savings little tidbit, that might have lost me the call. So I think that kind of kept me in it, and you kind of gave me 30 more seconds, which is not quite something a prospect always says, which I was happy to hear. But that being said, like, because of that, I probably needed to activate maybe one or two more like strategic questions about the hiring process itself, like with their internal recruiters, and or just talking about like ideal world, like illuminating the prospect. If we could get you to this ideal end state, what would that look like? And then try and work that into the talk track of setting the meeting and then building around that customer use case. So I think I did well. I think I'd learned a little bit from last time. I've definitely defaulted as a rep to like keep my hand close to the vest, and I try and give enough to get the meeting, but I really want the wow factor to pop in the meeting itself. So that's my analysis. Yeah.
Yeah, well done.